flew to London from Paris to see Aileen Boucher dance. Aileen and Madame Chapelle, her ballet teacher, were very dear friends of mine. I hadn't seen either of them for over a year.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. The management, with disappointment, wishes me to announce that Mademoiselle Aileen Boucher, our prima ballerina, will not perform this evening due to illness.
Philippe Duval's announcement was disappointing to me. I wasn't interested in watching Aileen's understudy. I wondered what was wrong with Aileen, and whether it was serious. Then I decided not to wonder. I decided to go to her house and find out.
Hello, dear.
Welcome, Michael. Neither Aileen nor I knew you were in town.
I'm leaving tomorrow. How is Aileen?
Fine, Mike, fine. Perfectly well.
I must say you look perfectly well.
May I get you a drink?
No, thanks.
What brings you to London, Michael?
Aileen, I had a free day. I thought it would be good to see Aileen dance again.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mike. I just felt rotten. It has been a long tour. I guess I am tired.
You should rest. How many cities left?
2 weeks for Zurich, 1 for Berlin. Then a 3-month holiday.
Not quite a holiday. She still treats me as a beginner. 6 hours each day for rehearsal, only 2 when I am performing.
My little one. You may be a prima ballerina, but to me, I see all the mistakes and I wince. When the day arrives and I see no more flaws, then my work will have been done.
Perfection can be dull. Sometimes imperfection in art can be much more exciting.
Michael, as a man, I love you. As a ballet master, I hate you.
You see, Mike, no one can win. It is true. She is a great taskmaster. But after all, many years ago, she taught me my very first steps. Times have not changed. She still teaches me. In a way, we would be lost without each other.
One moment you taunt me, the next you compliment me. I believe you and Michael to talk. You two will stop talking ballet, and I will be bored. You move well, Michael. Once I could have made a dancer of you.
I'm glad you didn't get the chance.
Will I see you before you leave town?
Probably not.
Aileen is dancing tomorrow night. Why not stay over? It's just 1 more day.
All right, I'll try.
Good.
Good night.
Will you really try, Mike?
Aileen didn't seem ill to me, but I knew something was bothering her. She appeared nervous and upset. I liked her too much to play games, so I decided to ask. I said, Aileen, what's the matter? What's wrong?
Wrong? Absolutely nothing, Mike. What could there be?
I'd say a lot. I'd say you just lied to me.
Please, stay for a while. Just a little while.
Tell me why.
Because I am afraid. At first, I ignored it. And then, little by little, I began to become afraid. In the past 3 months, I've missed almost as many performances as I have danced.
Like tonight?
Yes, like tonight and like many nights. I believe the letters and I am afraid.
What letters?
They're all in the desk. They all say the same thing. They threaten death.
Oh. Unless what?
Unless I give up dancing and retire.
It's probably some jealous ballerina.
If I could only be sure. Mike, could you stay for a while?
Don't worry. We'll work something out. I'll get a good night's sleep. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I feel better just knowing you're near. Can you meet me tomorrow at the theater about 11:30 and watch rehearsal?
Sure.
Where are you staying?
At the Dorchester. Good night. Don't worry, huh?
I will.
When I got back to my hotel, I called Val. I asked him if he thought Aileen was really ill. He said he didn't. Neither did the doctors. Then he said something that surprised me. Aileen that morning had told him that Berlin would be her last performance. She was going to retire. He said he was sorry because Aileen was the finest ballerina since Pavlova. I told him not to mention our conversation to anyone. Madame Chappelle.
Invite me in, Michael. After all, a woman of my age isn't ever watched by a house detective.
And the house detective must be crazy. Come in. Sit down, please. Does Aileen know you're here?
No. I told her I had left something in the theater that I needed. Michael, we have known each other a long time. I have an impatience with words, so I'll come to the point.
Go ahead.
What do you think is wrong with Aileen?
I'm no doctor, but I think she's tired.
I think it's more than that. Did she tell you about the letters?
Yeah.
Did she show them to you?
No. Why do you ask?
Because I don't think there are any letters. I think it's all a figment of imagination.
You realize what you're saying?
I know what I'm saying. I recognized it in Milano.
Hello. Hello.
Michael, you must come over right away. It's Darren.
What's happened?
Not over the phone. I need you.
I'll be right there.
Michael, she's dead. Aileen has committed suicide.
What? When did it happen?
A half an hour ago. I was awakened by a shot. I ran into her bedroom. She was dead. Michael! It can't be true! It must be true! Please tell me! Tell me this!
It was true. Aileen was dead. And I thought of the threats that had driven her to suicide. I felt sick and angry inside. And I promised myself one thing. Whoever had caused her death was going to pay. And pay big. We better call the police.
I already have.
Inspector Holman.
Mark Lanyard, Inspector.
Oh, yes.
This is Madame Chappelle.
We received a telephone call.
Yes, I know. Upstairs. As I took the inspector upstairs, I told him of the threats Aileen had received.
Anything strike you as possibly unusual in this room, Mr. Lanyard?
You mean the distance of the gun from the hand and the bed?
Yes, of course, the gun could have bounced when it hit the floor.
Yeah, could have.
The yard doesn't like suicide, Mr. Lanyard.
I'm not sure it was suicide, Inspector. Nor actual murder.
You mean the threats?
Yes. Sometimes fear can drive a person so crazy that death appears a relief.
Yes, I know what you mean. A threat is sometimes the most terrible crime of all. Yes, this is part of what you mean. May I ask, who is Madame Chapelle?
Practically Aileen Boucher's family. She started teaching her ballet more than 15 years ago. She's devoted her life to Aileen ever since.
Oh, then she wouldn't have a reason.
No, she wouldn't have a reason.
Well, you spoke about threats. What kind of threats? Were they made by telephone?
No. At least I wasn't told so. Aileen mentioned letters.
Letters?
She said they were all in the desk.
They might help, Mr. Lanyard. There are no letters.
You remember, Michael? I told you.
Told him what, Madame Chapelle?
Aileen is dead now. Otherwise, I wouldn't say it. Aileen has been ill. She has been imagining things. There were never any letters.
Why are you so positive?
She was my child, my life. There has never been room for a secret. I opened all our mail every morning since she was a little girl. Had I seen a letter, I would have taken it to the police.
I understand, Madame. I have a few questions I would like you to answer, providing you feel up to it. Otherwise, it can wait until morning.
It's better to talk, even to a stranger, than to sit still and think.
Very well. To whom did the gun belong?
Aileen, she bought it in Milan.
Why in Milan?
That's when she began talking of threats. She said the gun gave her security.
Well, now, this may be rather a difficult question, Madame, but who might profit by Mademoiselle Boucher's death?
Profit? You make her sound like a bank bull. Aileen was prudent. Her fortune is considerable. I know it has been willed to her father. But the loss is greater than the profit. The world no longer will see a girl who could dance like an angel and who the gods had gifted with an almost incomparable talent. I, Inspector, understand and inherit that loss.
Don't you think that's enough for now, Inspector?
You're right, Mr. Lanyard. There are a few details to take care of. Meanwhile, I suggest that Madame Chapelle be given a sedative.
Yeah.
It's very possible I'll need you tomorrow, Mr. Lanyard. If so, where may you be reached?
At the Dorchester. Next day I went to the theater to see Philippe Duval.
Come in. Lenya. This is too horrible. I knew she was ill, but never this ill.
Any idea why she might have been ill?
No. It is as I told you last evening. Even the doctor seemed perplexed.
What about you? Did you complain about the money you had to pay her? Did you say she might be slipping? That perhaps it was time to give another ballerina a chance at the jackpot?
Mike, you are mad. I loved Aileen. When I first hired her, I had a small clue, but she made me famous. She made me wealthy. The money I paid her was nothing. 100 times I offered her partnership. But no, Aileen wasn't just a ballerina. She was a form, a symphony.
Who has been her understudy?
Nicky Armand.
Well, that's a start. Is she here?
She's rehearsing.
Send for her.
Send Nicky Armand to my office right away. Mike, I think you are wrong.
Thinking's not good enough. I want to know.
Only yesterday, Aileen and I went over her routines for our next engagement. Nothing forlorn. Everything filled with beauty and hope. And then to do this terrible thing. Come in.
You wanted me, Mr. Duval?
Nicky, this is Michael Lanyard. He wants to talk to you.
About what, Mr. Lanyard?
Have you been practicing? Or have you been rehearsing Aileen's routines?
Why is that important?
I want to know. Would you rather tell the police?
I've been rehearsing Aileen's dances.
You didn't waste much time, did you?
Why should I? For 2 years I've understudied her. For 2 years I've watched her every move. I prayed for her to get sick so I could take over. Until a few months ago I had nothing. Then occasionally she'd miss a show and I would get a chance. But never for long enough. She'd return the next morning and those 3 glorious hours of the night before were supposed to be enough.
So in a way, her death is a blessing, huh?
Death is never a blessing. But her death is my opportunity.
You didn't like Aileen Boucher?
At first, I loved her. Then I learned to hate her. I hated her great talent. I hated her making difficult dances look easy. Yes, Mr. Lanyard, I hated Aileen. When I read in the newspapers this morning about her, I felt no sorrow.
Nicky, I'm shocked.
Don't be shocked. I've hated you, too. You had eyes for no one but Aileen. Every time you criticized, you praised Aileen. Do you know what it is to burn with ambition?
And you didn't threaten her? You didn't write her a letter?
I hated Aileen, but I never threatened her. All I ever wanted was a chance. I know in time I will dance well. I know I will never be as great as Elaine. Perhaps no one will ever be as great.
You better go, Nicky.
Take a day off. And no hate. Pray for her. She told you the truth.
I know. And I know why Aileen is dead.
Why she committed suicide?
No. Why she was murdered. I headed for Aileen's house by taxi. I had an idea, but I wanted to be wrong. Madame Chapelle was still asleep from the sedative she'd been given. I had a hunch that somewhere in this house was the evidence I needed to prove Aileen's death wasn't suicide. I started upstairs to find proof of murder. I had found Madame Chapelle's diary, and I'd read it twice. It told a brutal story and explained many things. I wondered how people are able to kill those they love. Fortunately for me, the person who could give me that answer was still alive.
Have I been asleep long, Michael?
For many hours. How do you feel?
Lonely.
I learned something today.
What?
Aileen didn't commit suicide. Why did you kill her?
Michael, I loved her. She was my life.
That's part of the reason, but not all of it. Aileen was a reflection of your life. Why did you kill her?
How did you find out?
The diary. You wrote, "Tonight in Milano, Aileen was without a peer. She must die." Then you lied to me about the rest of the dancers she wanted to select for the tour. You thou told me they were not of death or torture.
Aileen was my pupil. I recognized her talent when first we met. I taught her. She depended on me. I took her from modesty and gave her riches. I watched her learn, become famous. I basked in her glory. But we always both knew that I, in my day, was the greater dancer. Each day, each week, each year she improved. I was my own challenge through her. I had her chasing my ghost, but always I was in front of her. Then, that night in Milano, she broke my heart, Michael. Isn't it funny? That night she killed me. She had caught my ghost. And for the first time, I was chasing her. I walked the streets afterwards. I kept telling myself it wasn't true. Aline had committed a crime and had to be punished. She had killed me, so I had to kill her. I started to plan for that day.
The letters.
Yes, the letters. I knew she was sensitive. In time, they would upset her. It preyed on her mind. Her dancing suffered, and I was happy. And then you appeared. But I was afraid you might help her. When I left you in your hotel room, I chuckled at how easy you were to convince. Then my plan was ready. My pupil, who had killed and robbed me of my talent, was ready to die. While she slept, I shot her and placed a gun alongside her bed. The rest you know. At least, almost know.
What don't I know?
The moment the gun went off, I saw two ghosts, mine and Aline's. And you know, Michael, I was right. My ghost was happy. I was dancing better. And once again, I was in front of Aline.
Scotland Yard.
I was right, Aline. My ghost is